Set up a perimeter and called in a canine to find two women who jumped out of a car and ran along 20th Avenue South near River Shore Drive. Officers were trying to stop that car for an equipment violation, but the driver took off and eventually bailed out of that car. The driver and the passenger were both found after a short search. That driver was arrested for fleeing. The passenger had 7 outstanding warrants. Also on your fast track and new this morning, a North Dakota inmate back behind bars after being on the loose for 3 hours. Police say 41-year-old Travis Tessera walked away from the Missouri River Correctional Center in Bismarck last night around 6:30. He was arrested at a Bismarck gas station about 3 hours later and then taken to the state pen. Tessera was originally serving time for criminal mischief and domestic violence. He will now be facing escape charges. After back-to-back weekends of heavy snow cleanup and then a sub-zero blast, a lot of people in the valley are ready for some nice, calm few days ahead. Hopefully we can leave that shovel even in the garage. I know I want to anyway. Let's see what we can expect for today and as we head into the new year with Summer Schnellbach. Good morning, Summer.
Good morning, and thank you all for joining us on this Friday. Check out your headlines. We are starting off a lot cooler this morning than the last couple of mornings. These temperatures much closer to seasonal average, though. Looking quiet for your New Year's weekend. No shovels need to be in sight, but still watching that Colorado low. I have an update to the track of that here in just a second. But a check of your temperatures this morning. It's 11 in Baudette, 8 in Thief River Falls, 1 in Grand Forks and in Hallock, 7 at this time in Langdon. Southern Valley, 13 in Jamestown, 3 here in Fargo, 5 in Fergus Falls, 10 in Wadena. Looking ahead to your New Year's weekend, so hard to believe. I know I've been saying that all week long, but tomorrow is already New Year's Eve. 24 degrees for your daytime high, and by midnight, right around 16 here in Fargo to ring in the new year. New Year's Day, around 20 degrees, mostly cloudy both days. Now, a check of that Colorado low track system will be arriving by Monday afternoon, the timing at this time, and exiting by Tuesday morning. The south and easterly track still looking most likely, but we still could see at least some snow within our viewing area, though the greatest impacts will be to our south and east. The European model has been fairly consistent over the last several days, keeping that main impact to the south and east of our viewing area. The American model has been a little bit more wishy-washy. Even the last update within the last hour shifted it back to the northwest just a little bit, but overall still trending more to the south and east. Still bears watching through the rest of this weekend, but overall a nice quiet New Year's weekend. And then Jordan, after that potential snow Monday, Tuesday, we are looking cooler but quieter for Wednesday and Thursday for that first full week of January.
Okay, I don't want to focus on that just yet, though, Summer. I still want to be talking about this nice stuff. Yeah, there you are.
Look at the weekend.
Exactly. You're pointing at the right stuff there. Summer, thank you. Now, 6:55. You may have noticed something like this on your drive around town. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of it recently. Snow piling up at intersections, starting to block the view of some oncoming traffic in some spots. Now, this one right here, it's a street near MSUM in Moorhead. You can see that bank of cleared snow almost all the way up to those signs right there. Here's the intersection. If you're trying to drive through, we all know it, you have to keep inching your car forward bit by bit to see if someone's coming. It's especially a problem if you're in a small or low-profile vehicle. Easier to see if you're in a pickup or an SUV. Street crews sometimes cut down the snow banks, but it's usually only after all traffic lanes around town are already cleared up. Here's the latest on a story we first told you about yesterday right here on the Valley Today. Police now say 36-year-old Joby Johnson of Moorhead is in jail, accused of trying to break into a Northside apartment building while carrying a shotgun. They say he climbed up to a second-floor balcony early yesterday morning in the 2600 block of Country Club Parkway. A caller told police that Johnson got into the hallways and eventually left a sawed-off shotgun in the laundry room. The caller grabbed that gun and brought it back to their apartment until police could arrive. The North Dakota Highway Patrol is releasing the name of a man arrested after calls about shots fired along I-94 near Mapleton. 43-year-old Derek Hansen is in the Cass County Jail for reckless endangerment, criminal mischief, and DUI. No one was hurt in that incident on Wednesday, but one person says their car window was shot out with what police say was a CO2 gun. The Minot Police Department this morning is mourning the loss of one of its officers. 37-year-old Patrick Blanchard was found dead of a self-inflicted gunshot wound Wednesday night near Towner. He was off duty at the time. Blanchard was a U.S. Army veteran who joined the department in 2017. Now, if you have suicidal thoughts, call the national hotline at 988. It's free and answered locally by FirstLink. A mother in Twin Valley, Minnesota is claiming that her son with autism was mishandled by school staff. Sarah Green's son is nonverbal, and she says an incident at Norman County East on December 21st was the final straw, and that she then took her child out of that school.
3 teachers standing above him in this room with football pads that you teach people how to block and tackle with. They were using those to make sure he couldn't get up off of the floor.
Green says she was told by the school that her son's injuries were caused by self-harm. School officials say the district has training for teachers and paraprofessionals to handle the difficult situations, but there's only so much they can do.
Quality training, it's done yearly, it's done throughout the year, and those are factual things that I'm sharing with you right there, that our staff is highly trained and they do what's best for kids.
Green believes the school doesn't have the resources to do what they should. Now, you can watch the full story on our website or on that free VNL News app. Today is the final day on the job for Cass County lead prosecutor Birch Burdick. He is retiring after 24 years as a public official. Kim Hedvig was elected in November to take over for Burdick come January. Police in New York are searching for a man who they say saved lives in the Buffalo storm. If we could get the correct video of the so-called blizzard hero, spent the night in his truck and then rescued people who were also trapped in cars. He took them to a school for shelter, but had to break a window in that school to get them in. He then left a note behind apologizing for the damage to make sure those people were safe. And we leave you this Friday morning and this year with the traditional confetti test in Times Square. Every year, crews do that all-important and highly scientific confetti test drop to make sure everything goes as planned on the 31st. And of course, you can watch New Year's Eve celebrations right here. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Have a happy New Year. Stay safe.